K-Trend Monitoring Office, how can I help you? Back joining us in our studio for our Monday's K-Trend Monitoring Office is David. David, hello to you.
Hello, SJ. Hello, everybody. Great to be back again.
David, question for you. We were talking about Kim Young-kyung earlier. Did you play any sports when you were young, or you still play sports?
A little bit of soccer.
Oh, yeah?
Tennis, yeah.
Yo, that tennis is a rich person's sport.
Nah, not in Korea.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard to get courts, but anyways.
Yeah, tennis is always a rich person's sport. You play soccer?
Yeah.
Competitively?
Nah, just for fun. You know, every high schooler had to play soccer.
Oh, is it one of those, I played for Orange team?
Yeah, exactly. That jersey, you know.
Fun stuff. No, but anyways, today we have a very interesting topic.
Yes, we do.
Tell us, do let our listeners know what topic we're going to be discussing today.
Okay, so we actually have a profound shift in Korean family dynamics, and it's the explosive increase in non-marital cohabitation / living together.
Yes.
AKA in Korean, 동거.
Yes.
Yes, so for decades, living before marriage was a social taboo. I still think, from the upper generation, they would be, they would frown upon like, oh, what do you mean living together? Like, that's so, not it. But then because of these recent, economic pressures and changing values and mindsets, the concept of 동거 is rapidly moving into the mainstream, getting adopted by a lot of young people, especially the now up and rising Gen Z and like 20s to 30s.
I'm just saying, though, non-marital cohabitation sounds so official.
Yes, it sounds like a legal document.
Yeah, so living together basically with your significant other, despite the fact that you're not married. Now, in the Western culture, it happens so often.
Right.
It's normal.
Exactly.
But Korea, for the longest time, like you said, it was a taboo. It was frowned upon. But we're seeing more and more of this.
Yes.
Which is wild because despite the changes we see in Korea, there is still the conservative aspect of Korea's traditions still embedded into the society. So tell us about this new K-trend formula. Going from, again, what was once a taboo to the new norm?
I think it is slowly becoming the new norm because of multiple factors that we will cover throughout today's session. But just to share a little bit of my surroundings, like my actual friends, like I have raw data around me.
Sure.
And just two of my closest friends have started doing 동거, living together quite recently. They're in the age of like getting prepared for marriage and stuff, but they're not like financially or mentally ready, like 100% sure about it. So they're like now testing out the waters and also saving money together with their partner. Of course, they can't afford a house in Seoul or in central Seoul, so they go to the outskirts, like, I don't know, Goyang, Deokso, like these areas, and they buy a little villa or like maybe an apartment together.
Buy together?
Actually, like, let me correct.
Oh, that's risky.
전세, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so they rent a villa, an apartment together, and they start like saving up from there, and they start, living together and checking out each other's vibes if like they are meant to be together, like with the chemistry and all that.
Yeah, and so it's wild how quickly it shifted because you rarely saw that back in the days.
Yeah.
And in fact, my wife and I, we just recently celebrated 9-year anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
It's 수고했습니다.
수고했습니다.
Okay. I gotta correct you on that.
Okay.
No, but before we got married, we lived together for about 1.5 years.
Okay.
Which at that time, 10 years ago, it was still considered a taboo.
Right. I wonder how your parents reacted to that.
So that's the interesting thing. My parents lived in the States for a really long time. And so they still have the Western mentality. So for them, it was more like, oh my goodness, he's going to stop going to nightclubs now.
Oh, okay.
He's serious.
Yeah.
He's found a serious partner.
Okay.
To where with her parents, she didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
And she's from Daegu.
Yeah, I can understand. Like a conservative family.
Yeah. So, but now everyone's doing it.
I think it's inevitable in this economy. And like nowadays, people are like, mentally not prepared or kind of, scared of getting married. What if like this ends up in a divorce? Like, what if we're not compatible? Yeah. So we're just like, let's have a test round.
That's the big risk is my wife moved in with me.
Yeah.
And so I have this place. But let's say we broke up, then where does she go?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is my place. This is my deposit.
Right.
I pay the rent. If someone's going to go, you're going.
Yeah.
And I've seen cases with a buddy of mine who, lived together with his girlfriend for a very long time, but they broke up. And it was like the most awkward 3 weeks before one of them had to move out.
Oh, no.
And so that's the other risk.
Yeah, I don't want to go through that kind of experience.
But I want to ask our listeners out there, would you live with your significant other before you get married? Or even if you're not even thinking about getting married, would you live with your significant other is what I want to ask. David, you've always told me that your family is very conservative.
Yeah.
It's a big no-no for you?
I think nowadays they've opened up a little bit. They've loosened up. So I think if I were to be serious and showed them, this is my potential partner to be, then they would be like, okay, yeah, give it a try.
But you got to dye your hair first.
Oh, yeah, I got to try that.
You got to make use of that.
Yeah,
you got to make use of that first. Okay, but because you're of a certain age now, I mean, you're much younger than me, but still you're in your 30s.
Yeah.
Right? Approaching the mid-30s, which now you start thinking about marriage and things like that. It will work out.
Right.
But if you were in your 20s.
I think that might be a little early. They would be like, what do you mean? Like, why are you living together with a young girl? So that is so wrong.
But what do they fear, though? It's things they fear.
It's things that we cannot talk about on radio.
They don't want to come out in golden, 엄빠,
Exactly. So in Korea, like there's this very old term called 남녀 칠세 부동석. It's like men and women shouldn't be together, like by the age of 7 or something like that. Starting from the age of 7 or whatever. And it's a very Confucianistic term, and we're very conservative by our roots. And I think the generational shift is happening, but like, in the upper generation, it still exists. But I'm glad to actually introduce like some statistics that actually say that among the 20s to 30 Koreans, actually more than 60% has now positive feelings towards living together. Yeah. And they see it more as like a trial marriage than as a scandal. Which
I think is very smart because also divorce rates are going up.
Yeah.
Right? And so let's see how it goes. It's better off you ended now, if it does happen, than later on.
Right.
Okay.
And also, like, because of economic reasons, obviously, like, marriage requires a lot of money, such as the ceremony itself, the honeymoon, the gifts, all of that kind of stuff. But living together bypasses all of it,
I know a producer who's been living with his girlfriend for years.
Yeah.
Years now. I told him, man, just get married. He says, what's the point?
Yeah.
We're basically living together right now.
Exactly.
I don't have to go through the money having to get married and all the wedding ceremonies and all that wild stuff.
Right. And I think the end goal of marriage or like whatever the form of the partnership is, or like what do you call it, the companionship, I think is buying a house or getting a house. But apparently, if you're not married, there are legal benefits as well, too. So like when you combine as like a married couple, you combine your income as well, too. So your income bracket goes up, which affects like the type of loans you can get, like which there are a lot of government subsidiaries that actually support unmarried youth specials. So like there are a lot of these kind of programs that you can take benefit out of if you're unmarried.
That's right. But there's also benefits of being married too.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Not a lot, but there's some.
For sure. If you have a kid, I heard there's a lot of benefits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Kid number 2 has been doing wonders for us.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's been doing wonders for us right now. I want to read some messages here before we move on to our short song break here. We had Nick Archer over in Germany says marriage is optional nowadays, I guess.
Yeah.
Crash Override over in Michigan says I would have to live with them before marriage. I mean, again, having a trial.
Yeah.
It's a smart thing. Teto, wow, long time, Teto. Teto says, I would love to, but the culture says no.
Maybe Asian, probably.
That's
Asian culture.
You know?
Yeah.
Jenga says, I wouldn't mind. I think it's smart to have a test run to see if you and your partner can live together without getting sick of each other or if cleaning habits, etc. match.
Exactly.
Very smart. Very smart. Let's see. What else is going on here? Kai says, yes, I don't really mind much of a choice, though. I like her cooking, living in a clean place. James has someone to fix things and someone to shout at. We have a lot to sort out before we can get married.
Yeah, that's important.
That's right. But it's financially practical for us.
Yes, very practical.
There you go.
Yep.
Guys, let us know if you want to live with your significant others before you get married or forget marriage, just live together. You chose a song. This is one of my favorite songs. Sai,
Really?
Nagwan Paradise. Why did you choose this song?
Yeah, so if you look at the lyrics, it says, you and I, just the two of us, we're turning our backs towards the tough world. So it's like the start of a new era. Like you guys are living together and you're just going against like the social taboo. But it could be like a mini paradise for yourself. So yeah, I thought it was a suiting song.
Only for a short period of time. This is Sai with Nagwan Paradise. I completely forgot that Seung is next doors, and Seung and my wife are friends.
Oh.
And all the things that I said. Just kidding.
Is she actually listening?
Just kidding.
Oh, she's eavesdropping over there. Okay, I see her
Just
on the
kidding.
screen. She's like, we're
Just
good. We're
kidding.
good.
Just kidding. No, but living together.
SJ?
Oh my goodness, why is the mic on?
Oh, what?
Too late.
Oh,
What?
man.
So sad.
Whoa.
Too bad.
Go meow.
It's too late.
Go make your cat sounds.
This
Go
is so
meow.
trippy. Oh.
Meow.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is looks
was
like
fun.
It looks like I'm not gonna have any dinner tonight.
Uh-oh.
No, but honestly though,
Yeah.
living together with my wife before getting married was the best decision to be made. It was a big risk, and I actually enjoyed living with her.
Right?
And I said, you know what, this is not bad.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do it too.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I was 29, 30 when we lived together.
Okay.
Right? So I mean, now standards young
Yeah.
or approaching.
Right.
But age has a lot. I think age is very important.
Oh, yes, it is.
Right?
Yeah. So, like, say we're in our early 20s and we say to our parents, like, oh, I'm going to live with my girlfriend or boyfriend. I
Yeah.
don't think a single parent, maybe like a few, a rare occasion, but
Yeah.
I don't think most of the parents out there would be happy about that. They'd be like, oh, you need to focus on your studies right now. I mean, there might be accidents that happen. And yeah, definitely no.
I mean, they want to be grandparents, but they don't want to be grandparents early.
Yeah, that soon. No.
You know, it's very important. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's the most important thing. And also, I know I hate to sound, I mean, almost sexist, but it also depends on whether you're son or daughter.
Oh, yeah, for
Right?
sure. I would be more protective towards my daughter.
Yeah,
For sure.
And so, you know, because I have one of each, if my son said, Dad, my girlfriend, who's an idol,
Okay.
is going to live with me, and watch out, I'm going to come out in dispatch, I'm going to be like, well, and if he's old enough, I'm
Yeah.
going to say, okay.
Yeah.
But even with my son, if he's like in his 20s, you know, early 20s, I'm going to be like, I don't care if she's an idol.
Uh-huh.
That's a big no-no.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, you know how if they go independent and they start living alone and they get into a relationship,
Yeah.
it happens inevitably anyway.
Yeah.
So it kind of happens.
I mean, like, you know, when I was in college,
Yeah.
my girlfriend then didn't technically live
Yeah.
with me, but like she was there like almost every
Almost
single
all the
day.
time, yeah.
So it was kind of like almost like living together. But if it's my daughter,
Oh,
I mean,
That's
you living with us.
a risky situation. Yeah.
You're not gonna live with you know your boyfriend. But again, the reason why cohabitation or living together is it's important beyond financial stuff. It is cheaper, but just the whole trial and testing is very important before you get into a marriage.
Yeah, for sure. I think not only money, but also stuff about like compatibility, your habits, such as cleaning or financial management, communication styles. All of these kind of things matter a lot.
Yes.
It's like a lifelong contract, so you better, get to know the person better. You're going to be quarreling every single day if you don't agree on some ground rules what's going on in the house. Like, you know, a lot of people actually say around me that got married, they're newlywed, and they come to me and said, like, I did not know she was like this.
Yeah.
You know, like, she snores that much. I do not know, like, she would shove all the chores to me, stuff like that. So
there's like a couple of things. There's a couple of tests that you could take. They say one is go on an extended vacation together, travel together.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is, I mean, you know, living together is kind of like that. You see how messy they are.
Right.
You know, and like habits, sleeping habits. You know, how bad is their gas?
Yeah, yeah. There was a funny thing I heard from one of my female friends.
What?
And she was like super drunk in our, like, you know, a meeting, and she was like, "Oh, I got married and I didn't know I married this kind of guy. He only takes a shower every 3 days." And she was like, "He was not like this before marriage. I should have lived together and verified."
I mean, that's a little rough. I mean, guys can skip maybe like a day or something like that, but 3 days is pretty rough.
And then every time she asks him, like, "Why don't you take a shower?" He's like, "I didn't sweat today." And he only does, like, you know, he only, you know, washes his hair. Yeah, so
Dude, that's so ajoshi though.
I mean, we're all ajoshis now.
I mean, even ajoshis don't really do that.
But then she was like, "If only I had lived together before, I would have known."
Yeah,
like,
and that's the thing. And the other thing that I hear, you know, is things like, you know, I didn't know my wife was this messy.
Oh yeah.
Or things like I didn't know that she like threw everything. I mean, there's like still pet peeves, things that my wife does that's still a pet peeve.
Yeah, yeah.
But not big enough to things that I caught when we lived together.
Right.
And I said it wasn't big enough that this is going to be a deal breaker.
Right, right.
But also, divorces, although divorces are climbing and it's no longer becoming a taboo, you get to avoid that stigma. There is still that stigma of a divorce.
Yes. So in Korea, there's a huge stigma of divorce. People want to avoid it at all costs. And it's not that normalized. So obviously, if you're legally married by paper, you know, there would be like a trail left, I think. And I think that would maybe give you a disadvantage in getting into a new chapter of your life with a new person down the line. So I think a lot of people want to avoid that kind of like chance happening.
You know what people usually do nowadays is even if they get married, they don't file the wedding license.
Oh, really?
For about a year.
Oh.
And I've seen people who had the wedding ceremony.
Yeah.
I paid my wedding money, and you can't call it a divorce because they never filed for marriage license. So they basically split afterwards.
Oh my gosh.
But on paper, it's never a divorce.
They're just clean.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get it. It's, I think, in their perspective, a smart decision, after all.
But that could have been avoided if you lived together.
Exactly.
Right?
So I think living together is, like, way more superior than going that route. And also, there are, like, fears about financial burdens. You know, like, I don't know the law that much, but apparently if you're married for a certain amount of time, the split share of, like, assets or funds between the couple, change over time. So people want to avoid that kind of situation. If something goes wrong and then you get into a divorce, you don't want to be splitting your assets, like, if the other person didn't contribute to that much.
I mean, again, there's... I know we talked about a lot of the positives in living together, but there are negatives, though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still the, for depending on who, there's still the social stigma, right, of that. Number two is... if you live together for too long, you never have the honeymoon period.
Oh, right.
When you like live together for the very first time, 설레고, like you pit a pat.
Yeah.
Your heart start thumping, and you go, "Oh my goodness, I have someone else other than my pillow,
right,
sleeping next to me." And that's gone.
Yeah, but I imagine if you live together for a long time and just do a marriage ceremony and then come back to your normal life, it's just going to be the same as usual. Yeah. So there's not going to be that romantic pink face.
No, and so that's what happened with us.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was just kind of like it felt the same.
Okay, well, I guess you can go on a honeymoon trip, so that might change the mood a little bit.
Yeah, it felt like any other trip.
Oh, okay.
We just went far.
Oh, really?
No, honestly, that's one of the drawbacks.
Interesting. Okay.
That's one of the drawbacks. I'm telling you right now.
But yeah, I mean, I think that is better than like not being prepared mentally, because like living together is also like a psychological test as well, because like you can actually delve deeper into the other person's like mentality, their personality, core values, reaction to conflict and such. I've heard a lot of bad experiences in terms of like, you know, not being in consensus of having a baby and stuff like that. You need to sort that stuff out before you get into marriage.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so
Definitely.
like living together, you can exchange your thoughts and perspectives and mindsets. I think that's very important.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Continue to tell us, though, what you feel about living together before marriage. You chose a song from Poor Four, 여행 travel. Why?
Yeah, I think living together would be its own travel for itself. So maybe it's going to be fun. Maybe it's going to be rocky. Who knows? But yeah.
And I also say go on a trip together, and then you'll start finding out all the wild stuff about your significant other. Well, take a listen to that song. This is Poor Four with 여행 travel. Messages. Sukasa says, I think it's normal and healthy to live together at some point, but it's important not to rush this process. It can ruin a relationship easily. It's true.
Yeah.
I met someone who lived together for a very long time, and like the spark was just gone. Like you just need to get married before that spark goes away.
Yeah. Pros and cons, I guess.
Yeah. Kai says, I think the main issue when it comes to living together before marriage is the increased risk of the unplanned baby situation happening. It's true.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably like 80%.
Yeah. Why the parents disapprove.
Why the parents disapprove.
Yeah, exactly.
For you yourself, for getting into the living together, I think the biggest worry is the what if we break up kind of a thing.
Oh, right.
Because there's so many things that you need to do.
Yeah, like there's that ugly situation that one has to sneak in, get their like carrier bag, and like sneak out in the middle of the night and stuff like that.
Or like find out like when, you know, they go to work and you take the day off to move out everything. And then, you know what was... So the worst one was, that's nothing compared to if you guys share a pet together.
Oh no, what do you do in that situation?
It was wild.
You can't split it. Oh, what?
So a buddy of mine, that was the big thing, is they had a dog together.
What? That's crazy.
And so both of them said they're going to take the dog. Because they invested so much of their... you know, heart
and energy and money,
into it, right? And so that was the big thing.
Wow, I've never thought of that.
To the point where my friend basically said, you know what, you can take care of it, but I have the right.
Okay.
It's like a child.
Just like a child, yeah, when you're in divorce.
I have the rights to the dog anytime.
Okay.
Not like a weekend, but like anytime I want to see it, I get to take it out for walks. I could have it for like a few days.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And so that was the big thing.
Wow. I don't know how that would stand in court, too. Like, interesting.
It would go to court, too.
Yeah, it would go to court. And, like, I think... with my novice law, knowledge, I think it would go down to who purchased the dog.
Yes.
Because like dogs are like property in Korea. So.
And like the money you spent on the medical bills and stuff like that, right? Yeah. Well, speaking of which, legal vacuums.
Yes.
And the demand for a new social contract. Let's talk about this.
Right. So there is a legal vacuum for living together. It's the law's blind spot, and this is a critical issue because unlike common law marriage, which is called 사실혼, most non-marital cohabiting couples are legally invisible. So they are denied basic protections from asset division, inheritance rights, or the right to make crucial medical decisions for their partner in an emergency. So even if your partner gets severely hurt and they go to the ER and they're looking for a legal guardian, you're not. You know, you're nobody to them, like legally.
Yeah.
So that's a very stressful situation.
Yeah.
And also, in the event of a breakup or tragedy, the economically weaker partner is left entirely unprotected.
Very true. Again, it goes back to who was the house signed up.
Yes.
You know, whose name is the house under. And that was the thing that my wife and I had to talk about because the house that we got, I mean, it was, you know, the security deposit was under my name. I paid for everything. And goodness, I paid for the rent too, fully. And so I think there was a time when we did sit down and say, like, what if? What would happen? And, like, where would you go? And stuff like that. But
why would you talk about that kind of stuff? That never ends up
because we're both power J's.
Oh, really? I would never. That would end up in fights.
And so, I mean, luckily, we're in a good state that we could talk about it, right? And so... You know, I think she went on the lines of, you know, she has a, what is it, 언니 that she's close with, and then, you know, she can move in for the time being and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gets weird. That's the thing that it was a big risk.
So yeah, it's very, you know, tricky because like not only do you have to go through the emotional breakup and all the little details that you have to take care of, like the dog, but you can't get any protection by the law. So that's where it gets severe.
But you have certain countries where you are legally protected because there are so many people who don't get married.
Right.
And still are considered partners.
Right. And weirdly enough, I don't know why, but even before doing research for this script, I've always heard France is the country of living together.
Yeah, but I also feel like France also has a lot of like cheating partners. That's probably why.
Maybe, but like they're well known for their living together culture. And, you know, like there's this law in France apparently called the Pacte Civil de Solidarité. I'm sorry for my pronunciation, but the French PACS grants cohabiting partners most of the same legal rights and responsibilities as married couples regarding taxation, inheritance, asset protection without requiring marriage. I think that's awesome. Yeah, but also a double-edged sword maybe.
But also I know what another thing that brings up that's brought up all the time is single mothers.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be married. Not single mothers. You don't have to be married and have kids, and you'll still get the protection and benefits.
Oh, that's great.
As a married couple with kids.
That is great. I think that's definitely needed.
Yeah, because in Korea, it's very difficult for you not to be married and register your child and stuff. Like, it gets very complicated.
Yeah.
And so usually you get, you know, once they're pregnant and you have a child, then you're forced to kind of at least get married on paper.
Oh, yeah.
To get benefits and, you know, be acknowledged by the government and stuff like that.
So I think a lot of these invisible forms or like ambiguous forms like single mothers or like living together or maybe even like same-sex marriage or whatever, we have a lot of legal vacuums in Korea, and you know, we're working on it as a society, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's just opening up, and I think honestly, to be honest with you, it's I mean, goodness, Korea went from a country that looked down upon, you know, premarital relations.
Yeah.
You know, it was a big no-no. It's like if you had relations with your significant other, you have to get married. You know, it went from that to now worrying about whether you get pregnant, you know?
Yeah. So I guess like we're at the point that the social consensus, the majority is positive towards living together. That's usually how democracy works. So the lawmakers are probably going to come up with some advances in the laws, I think, alongside with like the recent tattoo law and stuff like that. So hopefully there's...
But I am the law in my household, and my daughter...
yes.
And my daughter will not live with no dude. She will live with me forever until I find out there is a suitable guy for her.
Okay.
David?
Yeah?
Why'd you choose this last song, Yuna, with Orut Grum or Ort Cloud?
Yeah, so if you look at the lyrics that says something wavering outside the fence, explorer of a new road, so it strongly represents the cohabiting couple's current status outside of the legal and institutional fence and protection, and they become explorers.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, David.
Very great reason.
Good stuff for that. Thanks very much for this. Have a fantastic rest of your week. We'll see you again next week.
Thank you.